Rabbi Nachman of Breslov taught that music connects heaven and earth. Thank you for connecting that to us tonight.
Can I just?
Yeah, please.
Has anybody ever heard that before? One. Pilar. I guess when you do what I do, things pop up in your feed. And this is a young musician, maybe in their 20s. And if you ever, I'll tell you all about where you can find it later. But the video of this person is them sitting on the rooftop with the guitar. That's it. And you can see the sunset in the background, and the beautiful pain coming through this song and this voice. It captivated me. So I sent it on, and I got support. And then I add these incredible voices with us, and I hope it moved you as much as it does to me every time I sing it.
Thank you.
With that?
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. I should know better than to follow that. Thank you again, Cantor. Thank you, choir. Well, Shana Tova, everybody. Shana Tova. Sweet and a good year to you. So this past summer, one Sabbath Eve, I was telling some friends here in our temple community about a marvelous new Jewish book that I was reading. And they said to me, "Hey, that would make a good high holiday sermon." I replied, "Yeah, I was thinking that too." So here it goes. And I even brought a prop for this tonight. Here it is. I'm not sure if you can see this book from where you're sitting. It's a bulky one, believe me. I'll turn it this way. You can see it's over 500 pages long with its extensive endnotes. So, you know, light reading. The title is what attracted me most to this hefty book. Turn it around now. It's called, I don't know if you can see it in the front there. It's called Judaism is About Love. Judaism is About Love. Written by conservative Rabbi Shai Held. Now, my rabbinical thesis that I wrote 27 years ago in Reformed Jewish Seminary was titled The Loving Society. And it was a mere 140 pages long. Thus, I am tremendously impressed with Rabbi Shai Held and what he did. And his message deeply resonates with me, and I hope it will with you too. Now, first things first, to say and to assert that Judaism is about love may strike some people, even some Jewish people, as strange and unusual. We might think Judaism is primarily about ethics. You know, like the famous story about the Jewish sage Hillel, who was once asked to quickly summarize what Judaism was all about while he stood on one foot. Remember what Hillel said? "What's hateful to you, don't do that to any person." That's Judaism. All the rest is commentary. Well, Hillel was right. Judaism is deeply concerned with morality and how we treat one another. Other people might say, and many students in our religious school might agree, that Judaism is above all about tikkun olam, repairing and improving our world, making it better. Anyone who believes this about Judaism would be right too. Tikkun olam is huge, so much so, it's the only Jewish teaching, the only one depicted on our stained glass windows encircling us. It's right back there, right back corner, the big sunflower and the talit and the butterfly, Tikkun olam. So Judaism is about ethics. It is about making our world better. And Rabbi Held proclaims in his book, hold it up again, that love is essential to our ethics. Love is core to our tikkun olam. And love is foundational to our Jewish practice and our Jewish belief. And I would agree. I'll give you an example. Love in Judaism is hiding in plain sight, repeatedly in our prayers. We said it tonight several times. And it's in the V'ahavta prayer that Talia led us in so beautifully from the Torah, which asks us to love God with all of our heart, all of our mind, all of our soul, and all of our strength. You know, it's a mitzvah, it's a tradition to place that V'ahavta prayer in the mezuzah that we put on the doorposts of our houses. Thus, love in Judaism is literally hanging on our homes. It hangs on our homes. And it resides in our mouths in many Jewish prayers that we say. We, of course, chant the V'ahavta in regular worship and on each Shabbat. And it's traditional to express this love twice a day. Twice a day, like a multivitamin. Every morning, every evening. Reminding us to love the divine with all our heart, all our soul, all our might. Now, what's more, right before the Shema and the V'ahavta in our worship, we have a beautiful prayer called Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, which translates as with unending love, with everlasting love, God gave us life and Torah and mitzvot. We didn't say it tonight for purposes of time, yet I want to share with you now its first sentence, because it articulates the divine power of love even stronger. Our High Holy Day prayer book says, Ahavat Olam, love beyond all space, love beyond all time. Your love, God, enfolds your people, Yisrael. Let's just think about that for a moment. In our prayers, surrounding the most important declaration we can make in Judaism, the Shema, sit Ahavat Olam and the V'ahavta, framing the Shema. Our daily Jewish prayers proclaiming God's love for us, and then our declaring our love for God. Judaism is about love? Maybe so. Maybe so. So now I'd ask you to consider, just consider one of the most celebrated debates in the entire Talmud. Amid thousands of pages of discussion and commentary on Jewish life. It was a respectful argument between the illustrious Rabbi Akiva of the 2nd century and his friend, his colleague, Shimon ben Azai. They were trying to decide the greatest principle in the Torah, the utmost teaching in the entirety of our most sacred texts. Shimon argued it was the teaching that all human beings are created b'tselem Elohim, that we're all created in God's image. Fabulous answer. Yet Rabbi Akiva said no. No, he said. The greatest principle in the entire Torah is Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Love your neighbor as yourself. Leviticus 19. Love your fellow person as you love yourself. So God loves us with infinite love, says Judaism. We are to love God with the fullness of our being, says the Torah and our prayers, and we are to love others, says a central section of the Torah, chosen, by the way, to be read on Yom Kippur, this holiest day of the year, which the eminent Rabbi Akiva says is the greatest principle of the Torah. Judaism is about love? Maybe so. Maybe so. Among a myriad of Jewish teachings and sacred verses about love, I'd like to share with you one more quintessential Jewish text to support this idea. It's one of my favorites, maybe one of yours too. It's one of the most beloved teachings from Pirkei Avot, the ethics of our ancestors, which is found in the first layer of the Talmud, and it occurs in every Jewish prayer book throughout the world. You probably know this one. The world stands on three things. The world endures because of three things. Al HaTorah, because of Torah. Al HaAvodah, because of sacred service. Ve'al Gemilut Chasadim. And the world stands and endures because of deeds of loving kindness. Deeds of loving kindness. Now, this is truly fascinating. The Hebrew word for loving kindness is chesed. Chesed occurs hundreds of times in the Hebrew Bible. And one of the original English translators of the Hebrew Bible, named Miles Coverdale, back in the year 1535, Miles Coverdale coined the English word loving kindness. The word didn't exist before in the English language. Now, today, many people in the West are familiar with the word loving kindness, not least of all because of the now popular Buddhist practice of loving kindness meditation. Anybody familiar with that? No? Okay. Some people? Nobody? Okay, there we go. Linus. Well, way before Westerners began sitting on meditation cushions, Miles Coverdale had created a new English word because there was no other way to convey the richness of the biblical word chesed, which includes multi-layered qualities of love and connection and kindness. So a powerful new word about love that comes directly from the Jewish Bible. And according to Pirkei Avot, our world endures. Our world is sustained because of the full, beneficent, and life-giving qualities of loving kindness. Judaism about love? I don't think it's a maybe. As Rabbi Held asserts in 400-plus pages, it is definitely so. Most definitely so. So how can we take love seriously in our lives, as Judaism asks us to? Well, we're going to have a lot of time to think about it tonight and to think about it tomorrow, because our Yom Kippur prayer book mentions the word love 500 times. 500 times. Sometimes computer word searches and technology are awesome. So to get us started tonight and in this new year to take love seriously, I'd ask you to simply reflect upon a sentence, one sentence in our prayer book that we're going to arrive at in the next 5 minutes or so in the Al Chet confession. This sentence stops me in my tracks every year, and perhaps it resonates with you too. In the confession section, aptly titled Failures of Love, will say, for our failures of love, we seek forgiveness. The one that goes straight to my heart says, for withholding affection from those we claim to love, and for using love to control our spouses and partners, our children and our parents. For withholding affection from those we claim to love. How many words have I not said? How many actions have I failed to do when somebody that I care about upsets me, or neglects me, or I perceive that they neglect me? How many words have I not said? How many actions have I failed to do when I feel too overwhelmed with responsibility instead of reaching out to someone? Or when I feel too stressed with something else to devote proper time to someone or something that I care about, that I deeply care about? That ever happened to you? During Rosh Hashanah last week, Cantor Allison and the choir joyously sang Seasons of Love. Seasons of Love. I'm not going to sing it, but I just want to quote it to you. You may know this very well. 525,600 minutes. 525,000 moments so dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure? How do you measure a year? How about by love? Measure in love. Remember to love. In this new year, may we measure our minutes and our lives with love. The love that we give and the love that we receive. The kindness that we offer and the kindness that we accept. The forgiveness that we extend and the forgiveness that is granted to us. The compassion that we feel and the suffering that we work to alleviate. Measure in love. Remember to love. Wishing you and your loved ones and our world a year of shalom, a year of peace and wholeness and healing and goodness and blessing. Shana Tova, everybody.